Good afternoon, Colin here with Techout, and today I'm doing a little video on this eBay scam. At least I'm pretty sure I'm getting scammed. So I sold my Google Pixel 7 Pro. There's going to be a video coming up on that later. I got another S22 Ultra, but anyway, that's besides the point. I sold this item on December 18th. It arrived to the buyer's address, the address that was given to me on eBay on December 21st. And from December 21st to December 27th, all was well. And then on December 27th, the buyer opened a return saying it doesn't work or it's defective, which is the only reason that he could have opened a return for, because I don't accept returns on my listings. But obviously, if an item is defective or arrives in condition other than what you described, you're basically all but required to accept a return. All fine and dandy, whatever. But here's where things get weird. One, I sold a working phone. The phone was, I didn't really use it all that much. I was mostly on my iPhone during this time. So the phone was in basically new condition, in the factory box with all the, factory accessories, and it came with a case. So all that was, good and well. I've sold over 200 items on eBay, and I've never had one arrive anywhere defective or somebody claim that it was not as it was described. So I described my listings very well. I let everybody know of any defects, and they are used items. So there's going to be a few, scratches here and there. There's going to be a little bit of signs of use, which I don't even think there was on this device, but I always put it in there that, hey, it's used. You might see something that I don't see, but whatever. But anyway, this person said it did not work. So I was like, okay. So I messaged them. I tried to see if I could figure out what the issue was. Maybe I could help them solve it without them having to return it. They even sent me a message outside the return case saying, I need help with it. Can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah, sure. What's the problem? I'll see what we can do. No response. They never responded to any message I sent them. They never responded to any message I sent them in the return case. I let them know that, hey, I'll get to this in a second, the message about the reshipping, but the address it went to is a freight forwarding company in Florida. So I'm pretty sure it was forwarded to somebody out of the country. And I told them, hey, I can't send you I can't offer you a refund or a return for that because I can't send you a label. I'm not responsible for shipping from another location other than where I sent it. So I told eBay that hey, it was sent to a freight forwarder because that does void buyer protection. And they said, well, you're only responsible to provide a label from the original address you shipped it to. So that is what I did on December 28th. I did accept the return and provide a USPS label through eBay. And the buyer started the return, shipped it on the 31st, which was yesterday. Now here's where things are weird. They only said I have a problem with the smartphone. They didn't list anything that was defective. They didn't, if you got a phone and the screen is cracked, you would have said, hey, it arrived with the screen cracked, or hey, it won't turn on, something like that. Nope, they just said I have a problem with the smartphone. When I tried to ask them what the problem was, I got no response. They never once responded to me at all. This is the only picture they've uploaded to the case of the phone. It's just of the back of the phone, perfectly good condition, nothing wrong here. They didn't show any defects, so if there was physical damage, obviously you would want to upload that to the return case when you're claiming it's defective. They didn't do that. And then I sent this to Miami, Florida, and when they started the return, when they shipped it on the 31st, it's coming from the Bronx, New York. So something is not right here. Either a couple things are happening. One, it went down to Miami and they reshipped it somewhere, out of the country, and they just used a different company to return it, and it's coming, went to the Bronx and then it's being forwarded to me. If I get my phone back, fine, I don't care. Maybe the buyer just lied about it being defective and they just couldn't activate it in their country. Maybe that was the case. Or it was forwarded and the buyer just had somebody, maybe they have somebody in the Bronx that ships items out, and I'm not actually getting my phone back. and I'm going to just get some random box or, nothing or whatever. And I'm going to have to fight this with eBay and tell them that I didn't get anything back, or I got something else back, or I got a damaged item back, or, whatever the case may be. Because I did ask the buyer before returning it, hey, can you please tell me what's wrong, and can you please send pictures of the item before you ship it back? That way, if it was damaged and shipping from me to him, he could be like, hey, it arrived like this. Or if it's damaged and shipping from him to me again, I know where, the damage occurred because I did insure it on the way down to Miami. But obviously, I can't claim anything there because he didn't show any damage or tell me what was wrong when it arrived to him. So, really don't have anything I can go on there. All I know is I'm about to be out of $657 when this comes back, which kind of sucks because I didn't do anything wrong. I have talked to eBay a couple times already. The first time they told me, just, yeah, you have to accept the return. You only have to provide the label to the original location, which is what I did. And then I did talk to them yesterday about the discrepancies in the buyer's messaging, the picture they sent about it being defective, and the fact that it's coming back from a different location in which it was sent. And they did note all that and give me a case number and say I am protected. So hopefully, if I get a rock back or whatever the case may be, that they do see all those discrepancies and go ahead and say, hey, you got scammed. We're not going to actually force you to refund this buyer. But if anybody has any experience in this or any tips, please let me know, because obviously something's going on here. I've never really had an issue sending things to these reshippers. I know a lot of people in other countries just do that to save money on shipping. They group their stuff together at a freight forwarder and then they have it, all sent over every couple days or once a week or whatever the case may be. Never had an issue sending anything to one of them. This is the first time I've actually ever had somebody open a um, defective claim on one of my items on eBay in the 10 years I've been on there. So yeah, and of course it's something that I know wasn't defective when I sent it, and I know the likelihood of it being damaged in shipping was very low because, like I said, it was in the original box and it was also, packaged up after that with bubble wrap and, in another box and all that kind of stuff. So, and they didn't show any damage on the device. So, yeah, not really too sure what's going on here. I will be making a video of me opening whatever I get back. One, to show you guys, and two, just so I can have some evidence to support my claim. May I have to make one against the buyer for sending me back some random item or a different phone or a broken phone or something like that. So that is where we're at on that. We'll see what goes on, but I'm Colin with Techout. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and Happy New Year.